Hello, welcome to Temple Baptist Church here in Poplar, Bluff, Missouri. Our devotional today, we're going to be in the book of Mark. We're going to be in chapter 6, and we're going to look at verses 30 through 34. And, this is some very interesting things going on here in Mark chapter 6, verse 30. Then the apostles gathered to Jesus and told him all the things, both what they had done and what they had taught. And he said to them, "Come aside by yourself to a desert place and rest a while, for there were many coming and going, and they didn't even have time to eat." So they departed to a desert place in the boat by themselves. But the multitudes saw them departing, and many knew him and ran there on foot from all the cities. They arrived before them and came together to him. And Jesus, when he came out, saw a great multitude and was moved with great compassion for them, because they were like sheep, not having shepherds. So he began to teach them many things. Now, a couple of things have happened in the book of Mark here before our text today. First Jesus had sent out these 12 to a local town to heal and cast out demons and preach, and they returned. They're just full of stories, and then you'll find out also that Herod has executed Jesus' cousin, John the Baptist. And so maybe with these things happening, the need to debrief with these disciples. They've been out on the battlefield, they've come back, maybe they need to debrief, and maybe just a little bit of time to grieve over the death of John. Maybe what led Jesus to take his disciples away from a crowd by boat into a remote place. But that's not going to happen in Jesus' life, is it? That's just not going to happen. When Jesus stepped ashore, the crowd had already gathered there. Man, as they say, Jesus had compassion on them. Despite his plans for time to be alone, he wanted to be alone with the disciples for a little bit. He maybe wanted to be alone to grieve, just to reflect a little bit on the death of his cousin John, but his heart was for the people. Now, I don't know about you, but a lot of times I want to be alone. You just want to be alone, don't want to be bothered or anything like that. Maybe somebody will show up at your door and want to talk, want to visit or something like that, and sometimes I just feel a little irritated and frustrated. I think you know those feelings, but when we get right down to it, Jesus is showing us a better way, isn't he? Jesus is our example of a better way. We need to see people with eyes of compassion, even though the timing is not an opportune, and maybe our emotional energy is waning a little bit. But, I think Jesus had every reason to be irritated here. He could say, "Hey, look, folks, I need some time out. I need some time alone. I need some time to reflect on this." But no, he didn't need that time. Probably we would have said that maybe. We would have said, "Hey, look, people, I'm glad you showed up here at this time, but right now I don't have time for you." Had Jesus said that, what kind of God would he be? Had he said that, he wouldn't have been God at all, but instead he had compassion. And that's what we need to look at now in the struggles of life and the hustle and bustle. And, we think times are changing, but I'm not sure they really are. They're just maybe more social media and stuff that lets us know things. Things have always been stressful, folks, and they may get a lot more stressful, and so we maybe need to have a little more compassion when people come and want to. And they were following Jesus because of some of the things he had done and wanting things done. But, just think of the person that's coming to you and have compassion on them. And may God bless you is our prayer today. You come and be a part of our services here at Temple. We did 8 o'clock on Sunday morning for our first service, 9 o'clock for Sunday school, 10 o'clock for our second service, Sunday night at 6. Wednesday night at 7. We'd love to hear from you on our devotional times. May God bless you is our prayer.